Everyone knows that the railroad is a high-risk area. Today, I'm going to show you some jaw-dropping moments with trains caught on camera. Are you ready? Then let's go. On the afternoon of December 7, 2024, in Labansk, Krasnodar Krai, Russia, a serious traffic accident occurred. A 19-year-old man driving a Lada VAZ 2110 approached an unregulated railroad crossing just as a train was coming. Despite the engineer's attempts to stop the train, the collision was unavoidable. The incident was captured on camera. The press service of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Kuban reported that as a result of the incident, 3 people were injured, the driver and 2 female passengers, ages 23 and 16. All the injured were promptly hospitalized to provide medical assistance. It turns out that the young man behind the wheel had only gotten his driver's license just a year ago. The Western Interregional Transport Investigation Department has confirmed the start of an investigation into this incident. On January 9, 2022, in Los Angeles, USA, a shocking event took place. A Cessna 172 light aircraft made an emergency landing right on the railroad tracks, not far from Whiteman Airport. Barely had the pilot landed when a freight train slammed into the plane, not having enough time to brake. The police, patrolling the area, quickly arrived at the scene and began a rescue operation. Thanks to the quick and confident actions of the officers, the pilot was pulled from the plane just moments before the train struck. The video recordings from the police body cameras captured all the tension of the moment. Debris from the plane was flying everywhere, barely missing bystanders. Preliminary data suggests that the cause of the incident was a malfunction in the engine. This case was a clear demonstration of the courage and professionalism of the police officers, as well as a reminder of the need for strict adherence to safety measures. As it is in the sky, so it is on the ground. A tragic incident occurred in Nizhny Novgorod. In Russia, a motorcyclist tried to cross a railroad in front of a train but failed. A 65-year-old local ignored the red light and barrier at the pedestrian crossing. Witnesses said the train sound was loud. The reasons for this experienced driver's risky decision are unknown. Witnesses to the incident reported that the sound of the approaching train was loud and clear. The reasons that prompted the experienced driver to risk his life remain unknown. Maybe he didn't see the train because of a nearby building, or he was hoping to make it across in time. Unfortunately, this attempt ended in fatal consequences, and the man could not be saved. The moment of the horrifying head-on collision between a passenger train and a freight train in Greece was captured by surveillance cameras. In this tragedy, 36 people lost their lives, and around 80 were injured. The video footage shows that both trains ended up on the same track and had no way to avoid the collision. After the impact, the cars instantly burst into flames. Both trains were traveling at about 103 miles per hour. The tragedy occurred on the evening of February 28, 2024. Passenger train. The train coming from Thessaloniki collided with a freight train, causing several cars of the passenger train to derail and resulting in a massive fire. The cause of the disaster could have been a malfunction in the railway signaling system. It's likely that the train operators simply weren't aware that they were heading toward each other on the same track. After the incident, the station master of the railway station near where the accident happened was detained. On July 29, 2024, a serious incident occurred on the railway in the Volgograd region, Russia. A passenger train collided with a KAMAZ truck at an unregulated crossing near the Kotelnikovo station. According to witnesses, the truck driver tried to rush across in front of the train but didn't make it. As a result of the accident, several train cars overturned. On March 26, 2021, a train collision occurred in the area of the city of Tata, in Sohag province, Egypt. The incident happened at a relatively low speed, but two cars were completely destroyed, and a third one ended up overturned. The moment of the collision was captured on video, which was later published by local media. The footage shows heavily damaged train cars, and witnesses are trying to provide first aid to the victims. At that time, the Egyptian Ministry of Health reported that the number of injured in the accident had risen to 108 people. The cause of the incident was interference from outsiders who activated the emergency brake of one of the trains, causing it to stop. And another train, moving in the same direction, crashed into it. The footage from inside the train is equally shocking. Bloodied people are being pulled from the cars by their own efforts. Several injured individuals are sitting on the ground near the train tracks, waiting for help. People are impossible to save. This is terrible. There are kids left in there. We need a crane to lift the cars, but it still hasn't arrived. We can't even save those who are still alive, and they're bleeding out right now. Emotionally, a witness to the crash recounted in the video, "Everything around is covered in blood. Save us. Everything around is covered in blood. Save us. Oh God, there's my daughter, my mother." You can hear the voices of the victims in the video. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi stated that those responsible for the tragedy will be punished. He expressed condolences to the families of the deceased. Passengers recorded the aftermath of the train collision. Passengers filmed the train crash at Berdyansk station, Chelyabinsk region, Russia. The footage reveals the destruction. Russia. The footage shows the extent of the destruction. Everywhere you look, there are twisted train cars and piles of metal. The accident happened on February 12, 2024. The cleanup efforts involved 250 people. Because of the incident, passengers had to spend the night at the station. It was determined that the train driver, who violated the rules and ran a red signal, was under the influence of alcohol. I think just firing someone won't cut it. The eastern Indian state of Odisha became the site of a major incident on June 3, 2024. The disaster occurred due to several passenger train cars derailing, which led to a collision involving 3 trains. The Coromandel Express, running between Kolkata in West Bengal and Chennai in Tamil Nadu, was traveling at about 81 miles per hour. At 7 p.m., it collided with a stationary freight train, causing the latter to derail. Then the freight train cars crashed into 2 cars of the high-speed express. Howrah. Then the freight train cars crashed into 2 cars of the high-speed express. Howrah. Next one going the other way. As a result, 10 to 12 cars derailed, and some of their debris fell onto the adjacent tracks. This caused it to collide with another passenger train coming from the opposite direction, resulting in up to 3 cars of the second train also derailing. As a result of the crash, at least 288 people died and over 900 were injured. According to the authorities, this is the largest accident in India in the last 20 years. October 30th, 2023. Footage has surfaced online showing the scene of the collision between 2 passenger trains in India, as a result of which at least 14 people died. The cause of the accident that happened in the state of Andhra Pradesh in the southeast of the country was human error. The number of people injured in the collision exceeded 50. According to media reports, the train driver didn't see the green signal and didn't start moving his train. This led to a collision with the express train that was following behind. As a result of the incident, 3 passenger cars derailed, causing a large number of injuries and fatalities. This led to a collision with the express train that was following behind. As a result of the incident, 3 passenger cars derailed, leading to a large number of injuries and fatalities. In the Amur region of Russia, on July 17, 2021, there was a head-on collision between 2 freight trains. The aftermath of the accident was captured on video. The footage shows just how powerful the crash was. The cars literally shattered into pieces. Charred fragments of the locomotive are visible, with smoke rising from them. The accident happened at the 51st kilometer from the station Verkhny-Ulak, on the Ulak-Elga railway line. The collision occurred on private tracks. As a result, 2 people died, and 2 others were injured. The investigative committee has opened a criminal case under the article for violating safety regulations in the operation of railway transport. On July 18, 2017, a video surfaced online, recorded by witnesses, showing a passenger train colliding with a UAZ vehicle stuck on the tracks. The incident took place in Russia, near the village of Ilyinsky in Krasnodar Krai. The driver apparently wanted to take a shortcut, but his car couldn't get over the tracks. Attempts to free the car were in vain. The owner of the vehicle himself managed to leave the vehicle. At the last second, the engineer noticed the obstacle too late. As a result of the collision, all that was left of the SUV was a pile of twisted metal. The fact that no one was hurt in this incident, many consider it a true miracle. This terrible train disaster happened near the train station in the city of Santiago de Compostela in Galicia, in the northwest of Spain. A recording from a surveillance camera was posted online, showing the moment of the train crash. On July 29, 2013. In the video, you can see a train speeding along. Lost control on a turn and crashed into a concrete wall that separates the train tracks. The cars collided with each other. They overturned and turned into a pile of twisted metal, injuring and burying passengers beneath them. As a result of the disaster, 78 people lost their lives. 143 were injured. The main theory behind the cause of the disaster is that the engineer was significantly exceeding the allowable speed of over 93 miles per hour. According to the media, right after the accident, the engineer stated that if there were any casualties as a result of the incident, it was on his conscience. The video shows the Vlastaka train colliding with a car at a railway crossing near Gachina. A car approaches the tracks and drives onto the crossing. Russia. The recording shows how the car enters the crossing, even though the driver had no obstacles that would have prevented him from seeing the approaching train. The crossing was equipped with signaling devices. It's reported that the engineer applied the emergency brakes, but there just wasn't enough time or distance to bring the train to a complete stop. In the Vladimir region of Russia, a freight train derailed, witnessed by 2 track workers who hadn't finished repairing the switch. The thermal imaging camera captured the moment when 35 cars carrying fuel and lubricants derailed. As a result of the disaster, 1 person lost their life. 2 tracks were damaged and oil leaked from 6. As a result of the disaster, 1 person lost their life. 2 tracks were damaged and fuel oil spilled. The incident occurred on November 16, 2020, near Novki 1 station. Train traffic wasn't halted, and the workers didn't finish before the train arrived. The switch activated, diverting the cars. Traffic, contrary to instructions, was not stopped, and the track workers didn't finish their work before the train showed up. The footage shows the workers stepping aside to let the train pass. But when the locomotive crossed the dangerous section, the switch activated, diverting the cars onto another track. As a result, the first 35 out of 64 cars fell to the ground. 6 tank cars were damaged. And the oil spread over an area of 134.5 square feet. It took a day and a half to restore the railway track. Incident footage released by Czech police. The Czech police released footage of a serious incident on October 19, 2023, in Olomouc, Eastern Czech Republic. A 65-year-old Polish truck driver attempted to cross a railway crossing against a red light but failed. A passenger train from Velká Bystrica to Olomouc's main station sliced the truck in half. The tractor was thrown to one side of the tracks, while the trailer remained on the other. The truck, carrying furniture parts, caught fire after the collision. The tractor was thrown to one side of the railway tracks, while the trailer remained on the other side. Right after the collision, the truck carrying furniture parts caught fire. The fire also engulfed a car that was stopped at the crossing and several train cars. According to law enforcement, 8 people were injured: the truck driver, the train engineer, and 6 out of the 30 passengers on the train. The truck driver was charged with creating a public danger through negligence. All these cases serve as an important reminder to all of us about the need to strictly follow traffic rules at railway crossings. Ignoring these simple rules can lead to irreversible consequences. Hey friends, I have an interesting offer for you. You have a unique opportunity to become part of our team. If you have video editing skills, you can voice over videos in Russian, English, and other languages. Or do you write interesting scripts? We would be happy to work with you. Message our Telegram bot. The link is in the description. That's all for today. See you soon.